Thanks for joining us here on Up with KREM. We're having a great day right now.
Yes, it's a good Friday.
It is. It's a great Friday. Thanks for being with us here, joining in on all the fun. I'm Shannon Curtis.
And I'm Tim Pham. Well, let's jump in and talk about the weekend, because that's one of the things that makes Friday so great, right? It's the weekend.
Yes.
And there's a lot going on this weekend, Thomas, and we're going to be talking about Halloween events and some yummy snacks that you might want to try coming up in our next half hour. So a lot to talk about, Thomas, but for those going trunk or treating this weekend, what's the weather going to be like?
Yeah, trunk or treating for the upcoming weekend. Saturday, very nice. Sunday, a bit on the breezy side. But here's the thing, we're tracking lots of rain chances, but those chances are really small, but they do appear in our forecast for several days, including for today a little bit later on. It's cloudy, it's cool out there, but it's the wind that is making the difference right now. So while we have a current temperature of 45, which isn't too terrible for this time of year, it's the wind, which is at around 15 miles per hour at the moment. So it's putting that chill factor into the air at the moment, and that will persist today, Sunday, and Monday. Saturday will appear to be the bit more calm day overall. Storm system is currently cruising through the Pacific Northwest, but all the rain is out west. It's the Seattle area up to Snoqualmie Pass, and then on the eastern side of the Cascades, really dries out quickly. So there could be a stray shower because of this storm system, but a lot of that moisture is getting squeezed out before it reaches the inland northwest. So maybe a small chance of showers between noon and 2 o'clock for Spokane. Otherwise, just a cloudy and breezy day all day long for today. And we will look ahead towards the weekend and show you that conditions might stay just mild enough for the upcoming Halloween holiday out there. But otherwise, again, not too terribly cold for today, just cloudy out there.
Spokane City Council declared an emergency. Yesterday, they abruptly ended its contract with the Guardians Foundation.
Officials are now bringing in the Salvation Army to operate both the Trent and the Cannon shelters. City Administrator Johnny Perkins told council members several irregularities were found in payroll and expense reports that the Guardians submitted. After several weeks of investigations, the city learned that a former Guardians employee may have embezzled $118,000 over the course of several years.
What we've looked at in the last 3 weeks, there are clear discrepancies in the accounting practices, and there are clear violations of the current contract. Therefore, a change needs to be made right now. I cannot wait until those 2 investigations are completed.
By declaring an emergency, the council was able to bypass the lengthy bidding process. The Salvation Army will next take over operations on November 1st. Spokane police are investigating the former Guardians employee at this time, and the city is conducting a forensic audit right now. They're looking at all invoices over the last 18 months.
Meanwhile, the city of Colville started moving its homeless population to an empty lot. The city hopes this will begin to limit the number of people living on the streets. Over the past year, more than 30 people set up their tents and trailers in an empty field by North Railroad Street in Colville. Now the city is moving people to a new location about a mile south. The city says they will enforce stricter camping laws. Right now, people who live at the North Railroad encampment say they are being forced to move out.
It's not fun. It's not someplace that none of us want to be here. I don't know anybody that likes this, but them only giving us 2 days notice that we're got to leave, or we're going to be arrested and our stuff impounded, and then we lose everything we own, because who's got the money to get it out, you know? Nobody.
The mayor of Colville says the new location is not meant to be permanent. It's meant to give people a safe space to stay with clean water and porta potties. Volunteers will help run the check-in process. Police will monitor the site daily. One of the rules is people can only stay for 3 weeks and must vacate their lot space for a minimum of 5 days before coming back.
Now we are less than 2 weeks away from the midterm election.
And if you're a Washington voter, you should have received your ballot in the mail by now. And in Washington state, you have until next Monday to update your voter information online. But you can rather make changes in person at any county elections office until Election Day. In Idaho, today is the last day for registered voters to request an absentee ballot. The last day for early or in-person absentee voting is next Friday. Both states allow you to register and vote on Election Day on November 8th. If you would like more info on issues that will appear on your ballot, just text the word VOTE to the number 509-448-2000 and we'll send you our exclusive election guide.
Now, KREM 2 News is committed to bringing you in-depth election coverage. So join us this Sunday for the U.S. Senate Town Hall between incumbent Patty Murray and challenger Tiffany Smiley. This town hall is happening in Seattle starting at 5 p.m. and we'll be carrying it live on KREM 2, KREM.com, and KREM 2 Plus. Now, if you haven't already, you can download KREM 2 Plus for free right now on Amazon Fire Stick or on Roku. For more instructions on how to download the KREM 2 Plus app, you can text KREM 2 to 509-448-2000.
A growing number of communities are considering a new idea, letting 16-year-olds vote in local elections. The organization is called Vote 16 USA. They want to get teens involved in politics before they turn 18. 5 towns actually in Maryland are already doing it, and it passed in Berkeley and Oakland, California. Though it hasn't been implemented yet, it is also on the ballot in Culver City, California. Yet some people think that teens might not be mature enough to cast their vote before they become an adult.
A lot of people seem to think that young people will just vote based on how their parents want them to vote. What's been your response to that?
Yeah, the research simply doesn't indicate that youth voting is a mirroring of what their parents have done.
Vote 16 USA is currently pushing for communities in Michigan, Massachusetts, Hawaii, and Washington, D.C. to consider similar measures.
So that actually brings us to our wake-up call this morning. We are asking you, do you think that 16-year-olds should be allowed to vote? You can text us why or why not to the number 509-448-2000, or you can head on over to my Twitter page and vote in our online poll right now. Right now, it's looking like 66.7% of people are saying no, 16-year-olds should not be allowed to vote, but a third say that yes, we should lower the voting age. We've also had several people write into us this morning by texting us at 509-448-2000, and it's been unanimous with our viewers saying that no, we should not lower the voting age to 16.